Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. In last session we have covered functions in JavaScript, how to write functions, how to call functions, and how to write parameterized functions, etc. In this session I will cover mainly function expressions, arrow functions, callback function, and nested functions. So let's start. So I just write one function with a single parameter, function, greetings, name, console.log. Here we no need to use plus symbol now. Just we can use name. So it will work. Here I will call the function greetings and I pass the name. See hello Krishna. You can see right side output. This is normal way of writing functions and calling function. There is nothing new. So how to write it? This as a function expression. So function expression very easy. Greetings equal to function. Here you need to write the function name, function, open and close brackets, and then brackets, and whatever we have, paste here. Both are same. So this is equal to this one. This is how we write the function expressions. Here instead of var, use const. So that makes sense. So that we can avoid using the duplicate number. See, as soon as you use const and it is showing reading is already being declared. Just comment this code, control KC. And here as usual we can call and it will work the same way. And here it's not working because you should accept one parameter name. Now it will work. Okay, so now we'll see how to write arrow functions. We'll take the same function and we'll write the arrow function. How to write constant greetings equal to, here instead of function we no need to mention the function name. Here we just mention the brackets like this, function accepting one parameter called name. So we need to pass name. So now this is equal to function name, and here you just write equal to, then get the symbol which is nothing but arrow, and here you can write the console log statement. We should comment this, otherwise we'll get the error. So this is called function expression. I will tell one more time. Here name and these brackets are equal to function plus name, and here equal to, and this symbol nothing but arrow mark, then whatever the statement we have that will come here. And how to call it? Same way. So there is no difference in calling the function. Greetings and name whatever you want, you can pass it. It is say hello Krishna. If you want one more parameter also you can add it, just comma and the parameter name you can give. Now we have only single statement, that's why we didn't require curly brackets. If you have the multiple statements, what you have to do, you just need to add the curly braces. If you have more than one statement, like, okay, in that case you need to add the curly braces, otherwise normally it don't require. Function expression. Write one more function to explain how to return the value from the arrow functions. Constant add, and how to write the function like this, and it accept two parameters a comma b equal to, then this arrow symbol. Here we can write a plus b. Here I'm not using any keyword return something, just a plus b I'm mentioning. When you have the statement like this, by default it will return the value of this expression. So the a plus b is nothing but one expression, like this is addition expression, so it is doing sum, right? So the value of a plus b will be returned by this arrow function even though you don't use return keyword, where result equal to add 10 comma 20. You can see 30. We didn't use any return keyword, but still it returned. So when you have the single line, it will return like that. For example, let's say if you have multiple lines, in that case you have to use the return keyword. For example, now if I save it, it shows undefined because it is not returning anything. So when a function is not returning anything, the default value will be undefined. So when you have the multiple statements or curly brackets like this, generally we use these brackets when you have multiple statement only. If you have single statement, we don't use mostly. So in this case, you have to use return. Then it will work. JavaScript, we have started from the basics and we come to the functions level. Should not write the code in multiple lines. Should be able to avoid the multiple lines of code where single line of code is enough. For example, here we want to just print the result. So here we need to store this result of 10 comma 20 into result and print it directly, and you can save it. You should be able to see the result. So this is about arrow functions. So these arrow functions are similar to function expression. If you see, this is almost similar to function expressions, except the background there is some difference how this works with function expressions and how this works with the arrow functions. So there will be little bit difference and that will explain in our upcoming videos. So now we will talk about nested functions. When you have a function within a function, it is called nested function. You can see that nested function, that name itself specifies that what is the meaning of the nested function. So I will write a function here, say hi, let's say f name, l name, first name, last name. Here I want to say hi when you pass the first name comma last name. So before that, I want to get the full name of that person, then say hi. To get the full name, I have to write at least one line of code. Function get full name return f name plus, and here I want to give some gap between the first name and last name and l name. This is called nested function. So because this function is existing within another function. So a function within another function is called nested function. So nested functions are very common in JavaScript. So this is say hi, just we have taken a simple example, but there will be another scenarios where you need to do some calculations and we can't write entire code within the single function without segregating it. So to segregating it or to separate the code, we should write the functions and those functions should be private functions only. So you need to write the function, this get full name function outside. So for that purpose, we create the nested functions. Here I didn't pass any variables of name, comma last name to this because the get full name is the inner function to this say hi function, which is outer function. So get full name can access the whatever the variables available or whatever the variables are passed to the say hi function. And you can call this get full name function inside the say hi function only. You can't call it outside of the say hi function. So this get full name is private function to say hi function. And the whatever the variable whatever we declared here, for example, let's say if we declare any variable here, like wish hello, and whatever the variable you declare here, this will be limited to get full name only, and you can't access this wish outside of the get full name. Get full name can access the f name comma l name or other properties or variables of the say hi, but say hi cannot access the variables of the get full name because whatever you declared inside the get full name, those are local variables only and they will not be available for the say hi function. Here which is the local variable of the get full name, and if you try to access it here it will throw error. We have seen this one in our previous videos, local variables and global variables. Please watch if you have not watched the video. Return, get full name, That's it. And here wish. Will write wish. So now if we call say hi, as I told you, if you want to print it, you can call it in the console log itself, or just I'll write message equal to say hi to make it even clear for the people whoever who are new to the functions. See now, hello Venkat, hello Krishna Venkata. So now I will explain you how this say hi function is working, how the code is getting executed line by line, and what is the order. So when you pass say hi Krishna comma Venkata, so it come here, F name, L name, it won't do anything here, and F name last name, it will directly come here, and here you see it's written get full name. So now what it will do, it will call the get full name function. So now cursor will go here, here it will see var wish equal to hello. So var wish is equal to hello. Now it will execute this expression like wish plus first name plus last name means wish Krishna Venkata, and it will return it. So once it return it, again it will comes here, and from here it will return the value hello Krishna Venkata. Then that value, whatever the return from here hello Krishna Venkata, will be saved in the message, and that message we are showing in the console log anyway. So this is how it will execute. So this nested function can have access the all the variables declared or passed to the outer function say hi. So if we have here some, let's say where count equal 0, so this variable can be accessed here. But if you try to access the variable which is defined inside the console.log wish with nested function, you will get the error reference error, which is not defined. You can see which is not defined. So this difference you should remember. I'm just removing this. And so far we have covered function expression, array function, and nested functions. And now we'll cover the our next topic, callback functions. So what is the callback function? A callback function is a function passed into another function as an argument, which is then invoked inside the outer function to complete some kind of action. I'll tell you one more time. If a callback function is a function which is passed into another function as an argument, then invoked inside the outer function to complete some action. I will use our greeting functions to demonstrate the callback functions. So I just cut it and I'll paste here. Now I will not make call. Okay, so our greeting function is there. Keep it aside. Now I'll write one more function is function input, and this is the function. Here what we'll do, here we will read the name from the user using prompt. Prompt, we have one method like alert, like that prompt is also there, like alert box is just showing that. So prompt box we use to receive the user information. So prompt is predefined method, so you can just go and swipe on it prompt, you can see message string like that it is showing. Okay, so prompt is a function which is predefined, and here we have to pass some comments. Let's say please enter user name. As soon as user enter the value, that will be stored in the name. Here I want to check if name not equal to undefined. So whenever the name is not equal to undefined, then I want to call some function. So I want to call greetings name. And here what I will do, get user input. We see here, if you open the Chrome instead of developer tools, you can see please enter username. So here I enter Venkata Krishna and I just say okay. After that, say hello Venkata Krishna. So after that, it comes here and it call the greetings method. Okay, so maybe I just comment out all this console logs to see only this value. We are calling this get user input. So what it will do? It will come here. As soon as it comes here, it will give us the prompt dialog box. So here it is asking please enter username. So I enter Venkata Siva, let's say. And when I click OK, once you click the OK, what will happen? This name, whatever you pass, that will be stored in the name like Venkat Siva, and here it will check name is undefined or not. Since we pass the value Venkat Siva, it is not undefined, so it execute this one. So this one we can do in another way by using the callback function. Instead of calling like this, we can pass the greetings method as a argument to the get user input. Here I can pass greetings and it should accept here function. Let's say I mentioned it is a callback. Okay, now I'll say callback and sorry. So now I'll take copy this and paste it. So this is nothing but a callback function. So here what we did, we passed the greeting function as an argument as a or parameter to the get user input. So when you pass the function as an argument to another function and it is invoked after, so based on some condition we invoked it. So callback. So callback means nothing but the our greeting function. Here you can mention anything, not just callback. I just mention callback. If you want pay, say greet callback. Also you can mention. It's not just like callback. You can give any name. What will happen here as soon as you execute this call this function get user input and we are passing greetings function as a argument. So we are not passing any variables here or any values here. We are passing the function as a argument. Let's say if I pass okay here, what will happen? Just it is saying hello. So name is not equal to undefined. So what is the name here? It could be empty. So now what I have to do? Just give empty and check now. Okay. See, now it won't call anything because name is empty. So this is about callback functions. In our next video, I will show you how to debug our code. Then we'll see closures. Callback functions are very commonly used with asynchronous calls. So what are the asynchronous calls or asynchronous programming? So that I will explain you in the coming upcoming sessions. What is called by asynchronous? But asynchronous in short, you make the call to server to get the data. So that may take some time. So once it comes, you have to do something. So in that case, we use the callback functions. So we have some functions called like then fetch like that. So I will explain you that asynchronous functionality in our upcoming sessions. You will understand better. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Thank you.